Unacceptable. That's the one word I would use to describe this series against the Wolfpack. All right? And I don't care how experienced Nevada is coming back. I don't care that they were picked to be the number one seed. All right? Fresno State should not be swept at home ever by the Wolfpack. All right? And they had numerous chances to win at least one game in that series, and they could not do it. And I'm going to go over why, and didn't get any better against Csun, as you probably saw in the video. I posted about that, but I'll get to that after this series. And every game against Nevada, a different aspect of fundamental baseball failed. I mean, Brady Hewitt had another rough game at the his position that led to at least, 2 Nevada runs. Tyler Patrick is really struggling as the game one guy. I mean, I'm glad the coaches made a change there, because Townsend wasn't doing the job. But I'll get to him in a moment. But I don't know if he's good. He's not doing it either. So I'm not sure what the coaches what more they can do per se. Maybe try someone else they haven't pitched yet. I'll get to that in a moment. But he had a rough outing, and you can't have your Friday starter pitch like the way he has. Nevada is not a good pitching team. I want to get this out of the way right now. Their whole strategy is to out-hit you. All right? And that is why if they win the Mountain West against the Indian States, they won't do anything. All right? So, and this is what leads me to game 2 right now. When you score like as many runs as you did, 11 or 12, whatever it was, you should win that game. All right? It's guys that you relied upon. Drew Townsend, who was a big reliever last year. Guys like him are failing this team right now. All right? The veteran players like him are failing this team. With how young it is, you need him to step up. Not give up 9 runs. All right? I know on the books he didn't give up all of them, but the fact of the matter is that he did, and in fact, allow that inning to get so big, especially when he pitched fine before. It should not happen at home. All right? Period. End of story. The only good news that has come out of this weekend is that Schneider came back and is more or less hitting consistently. Doesn't mean he's a great hitter, but he's not, and I'll get to that in a moment. He also needs to step up, but this is a team right now that is very young still, and they can no longer afford to be young. All right? You end up but the veteran players are just not stepping up the way you wanted them to, all right? Last year, because of some injuries, Aiden Cremorosa moved from the bullpen to the starting lineup and was the Mountain West Pitcher of the Year and got selected by the Rays. Vic Ariola, who was with him in 2024 in the bullpen, is not doing what Cremorosa did last year. All right? I understand he had an injury that almost kept him out of the game. But if you are being in a duty as a weekend starter, your job is to at least give your team a chance. Your job is to hold them down, especially someone as experienced as him, as long as he is, all right? And he ain't doing it. All right? BJ Rodriguez is our best pitcher on this rotation right now. And would you consider putting him as a starter? I guess, but you're not in a position to win these games late. You know what I mean? And yeah, some of it was just making your own breaks as well. I mean, the Bulldogs are not doing that. They're having trouble playing fundamental baseball. When you get a man on for less than 1 out, he has to score some way, somehow. All right? And I think the only time that happened in Game 3, for instance, was an error by Nevada. That's what makes this weekend so unacceptable. They're just not playing fundamental Bulldog baseball right now. And a lot of that carried over to Tuesday when they lost to Csun. All right? Moose, again, another guy they wanted to step up. Moose Collian. He gets his team in a 3-0 hole. All right? The final score was 11-9. So if he doesn't have a horrible start, or bad start, they might win. All right? Period in the story. And Cam Schneider, again, I talked about this briefly, and I'm going to say right now, when you come up less than 1 out, bases loaded, Cam Schneider, as an upperclassman in this team, you have to get that run at third home at the very least. A fly ball. That's what you should be going for. A fly ball, okay? Something over the infield where a guy can tag and score. And yeah, you smoked that ball, but it was out, okay? You upperclassmen are failing this team right now, okay? I get that the freshmen are not... Look, they're not doing their job right now. They're not growing the way you need them to, all right? Maybe next year they'll be great. Hopefully they will. But right now, especially on the pitching-wise, your job is to step up and make moments like that happen. All right? And I never, we had Munch back. He got back, and that looks good. Having him back when Griff comes back means that injuries can no longer be an excuse. Sotomayor, apparently, he got hit in the face on... that's another thing I forgot to mention right now. The Bulldog team looked flat most of the Nevada series until Sky Collins got hit at the end, okay? They're ready to put up fisticuffs after that. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, that's great. Yeah, finally took you about, then to really want to put up a fight. I mean, trying to take out another senior leader, oh, that's great. But, senior leaders this team only has 7 wins right now after starting off like 7-4. So you guys need to step up as leaders. Period in the story. And Munch, to his credit, on Tuesday night, when he came back in the lineup, made a big difference. All right? Having him in the lineup has to help. It's got to help. All right? The bats need to just... If the pitching's so bad, you need to help them out. Excuse me. That might be the only way to win right now. I'm not convinced these pitchers are just ever going to come through because it seems like it's not just one player that's having an issue or two. It's everybody. All right? Okay? Against numerous times in this week, in this losing streak, really, your offense gets a big inning for you, and then the pitcher, no matter who it is, fails the team by letting them score. All right? I cannot tell you how many times in this losing skid, okay, at Csun, you tie the game up, or practically make it a one-score game, you give up a 4-1 inning right afterwards. Against Nevada, then the infamous 9-run inning, okay? Again, on Sunday, you managed to make it a tie ball game, you give up 3 runs right afterwards, okay? That's what I mean when I say the pitchers are failing this team. And if I were to say what's the biggest issue right now, I say that's the biggest issue. Buckley's one of the best pitching coaches in the nation. I've seen people online say, we need a new pitching coach. A pitching coach can only do so much, all right? I firmly believe that in baseball, more than any other sport, players got to perform, all right? Period of the story. Basketball, if you got the Joes, you're just going to win, all right? Your job as a coach, if you got the Joes, is just to keep the Eagles in check, all right? And football, yes, you need talented players, you need coaching staff and so forth, but your coaches also need to put you in a position to help. All right? In football, it's not always the most talented team that wins, it's the most cohesive. In baseball, it's about players just simply executing fundamental baseball. Simple as that. When you get a man on third, less than 2 outs, that guy's got to score. All right? When your team has a 6-run lead in the 7th inning, your job as a pitcher is to go 1, 2, 3 out. All right? Fundamental baseball. And your coaches can harp on you, they can yell at you, they can run you into practice, but you still have to perform on the field. I mean, the only thing I can think of right now is this coaching staff changing the lineup completely. I mean, not going to. I mean, they've changed catchers. Austin Young been starting now they put in Ethan Payne. We'll see what he can do. He looked like he had a better bat. Brady Hewitt still could hit well. I mean, his fielding got better last 3 games after that horrible Friday night. But this is a team right now that if they can get out of this, maybe they'll be on the better side of it. But I don't know, man. I mean, I've seen plenty of Giant seasons where you have a stretch like this that you just cannot recover from. The infamous Csun. And that's what I'm really worried about right now. All right? There's a potential of them being 0-6 in Mountain West play. And that's a hole that I don't think can come out of. Because to win the Mountain West tournament, which is the one that really matters, you have to be in the top 2 slots like last year of your Fresno State. If that happens, they cannot recover, I don't think. But we'll see. They go to Utah Tech this Thursday and Friday for a short 2-game series. Part of that is just due to the Mountain West adding GCU at the last moment. Thanks a lot, guys. So there's a few of those. And an environment that's going to be a preview, a test, a warm-up to when they go to New Mexico next weekend. It's not as high. It's about 2,000 plus elevation. Still more than Fresno. Based on temperatures, it'll be hot. It's this ballpark that looks like wacky ball can happen. And we'll see how they perform there. We'll see what changes the team makes of the lineup. I'd like to see a new guy to start game one. I'd like to see see if Ethan Payne comes in. You want to see Munchbag and Munster and Schneider continue doing what they're doing. You want to see fundamental baseball perform. And at least get a split so you have a chance for some momentum to get 2 out of 3 before you go to New Mexico. All right? So, yes, this is a very, very rough, unacceptable stretch by the Bulldog baseball program. No question about that. I'm sure Tom Goodwin is on them about it. I'm sure, Overland. Overland was the catcher on the national championship team. I'm sure he knows it's unacceptable. But we'll see if they can turn around and get going. I firmly believe in the talent of this team. There's no question they're more talented about that. It's just a matter of will they recover and turn the corner before this season is over. I'm not worried about them in the Pac-12 in terms of competing. I think, next year all these guys will have these hard lessons and will not have this kind of stretch. But for now, you need the baseball team to just really perform. Basketball did what they did. Football, had some good moments with 9 wins, 1 football. Softball team, they won 2 in conference play. You need your bat and ball sports to do stuff, okay? You just can't have water polo being good during the spring. We'll find out what they do in this stretch. Then they got Monday against Long Beach State, and after that, I'll talk about those 3 games with Utah Tech and preview out before we go to Mexico. But for now, if you're a Bulldog baseball fan, just gotta hope to go. If you're in Utah, try and support these guys. They can use some morale. For now, go Dogs.